Our young people now, they're not into all of that because you know why? They never experienced anything. They thought, Sister Jackie, warned, they think everything has been this way. But somebody paved the way. You're looking at one that had to drink out of a colored fountain. You're looking at one that had to ride a train. Sister Jackie back there, if she rode the train from Washington, in Washington, she had to get out the integrated coach and get in the segregated coach to go to West Virginia. It ain't been that long. And we got a bunch of spoiled brats. But one of the bad things is we spoiled them because we're the safety net. Mom and Daddy didn't have no safety net. Let me move on. He brought them forth also with silver and gold, and there was not one feeble person among their tribes. The Egyptians told them to get on out of here. He brought them forth also with silver and gold, and there was not one feeble person among them. Exodus said, and the Lord gave the people favor in the sight of the Egyptians. Where do you think they got that gold to make that golden calf? The NIV said they plundered the Egyptians. That means they stole. No, they didn't. That was back wages for 400 years. Oh, boy. The ways of God. Hidden riches that will overtake you. Now, if God did this for the Old Testament saints, what about the New Testament saints? Now, if God did all of this for the Old Testament saints, now what about those of us that are under grace? Are y'all hearing me? If God did all of this for the Old Testament saints, and we are under a better covenant, are y'all with me? Go to Hebrews. Go to Hebrews, the 8th chapter. Go to Hebrews, the 8th chapter. Go to Hebrews, the 8th chapter. That's in the New Testament. That's over next to James. Are you there? Are you there? And look what he says in Hebrews. Look what he said in Hebrews, the 8th chapter and the 6th verse. But now has he obtained a more excellent ministry. But how much also is he that is the mediator of a better covenant, which was established upon better promises? Now, wait a minute. If he was going to overtake me and then command me, and now he said, I got something better for you. You ought to just shout on better. Founded on better promises. Founded on better promises. And here's one of them here. Over there, he just said, I'll bless you. Percy, this is one of your favorite scriptures here. Percy gets shout on this one. Turn to Luke, the 6th chapter. Look what Jesus said. Look what Jesus said. Look what Jesus said. Go to Luke, the 6th chapter. And I'm almost through. Go to Luke, the 6th chapter. Go to Luke, the 6th chapter. Are you there? Look at verse 38. Give, oh God. Yes, stop right there. Pastor, you were doing real good with that overtaking command. I mean, Reverend, you were doing all right. Well, they had to give too. Stay with me now. Give, and it shall be given unto you. Good measure, pressed down, shaken together. Now, wait a minute. God said, I'm going to give you so much mess until I want you to press it down, and then I want you to shake it so I can lay some more on it, and then I want you to press it down, then I want you to shake it, and then I'm going to put some more on it, and I want you to press it down, and then I want you to shake it so I can put some more on it, and I want you to press it down, and then I want you to shake it so I can press some more on it. He didn't say no one-time shot. Look what the man said. Give and it shall be given unto you, good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and then running over. I'm going to do better than overtake you. I'm going to do better than command. I just want you to put it in a bowl, press it down, shake it, press it down again. As long as you keep shaking, I'll keep blessing. Some of y'all believe this. Let me go to the. Let me go to Luke. Y'all don't mind me teaching. Is anybody being blessed? Let me read from the NLT. Let me read from the LT. Give and you shall receive. Your gift will return to you in full. Pressed down, shaken together to make more room for more. To make more room for more. Make more room. Now let me stop right now. The Lord told me everybody's not going to receive this. So those of you don't want to receive it, just tune it out. And you'll still be broke. I'm giving you a principle. And it's all from the book. It said, pressed down, shaken together, make room for more, running over and poured into your lap. The amount you give will determine the amount you get back. The amount you give will determine the amount you get back. Say it. He'll give you victory in your family finances. With God, it's a cycle of sufficiency. Is anybody listening? And God is able to make all grace abound toward you, that ye always having all sufficiency in all things may abound to every good work. 2 Corinthians 9:8. It's up on the board. And God is able to make all grace abound toward you, that ye always having all sufficiency in all things may abound to every good work. Blessed are those who are generous. Sister Wanda and others jump on me all the time. They say, Pastor, you wear your love on your sleeve. And she said, people take advantage of you. No, they don't. I wear my blessing on my sleeve. Blessed are those who are generous. One of our female officers who was in this room last Saturday morning, and when Brother Watson made the statement that we had taken a shortfall in our giving last year, she walked up to me and she said, Pastor, she's already a great giver. She said, I'm going to add $25 more to it. She said, I'm going to add $25 more to it. And then she made a statement. She said, why don't you bring us all in individually and try to talk to us? I said, no. The Spirit hit me this week, and he said, no, you got them all in now. God will command a blessing on you. It will overtake you. How little becomes much. Those who become the source of meeting the needs of others will discover that God is the source of meeting theirs. You miss that. In the economy of God, I'm teaching now. In the economy of God, the law of the harvest, you're not going to be blessed until you trust God's cycle of blessing. Seed time and harvest. Seed time and harvest. I'm talking about the spiritual dimension. But this I say, he which soweth sparingly shall reap also sparingly, and he which soweth bountifully shall reap also bountifully. 2 Corinthians 9:6, the law of the harvest. We will get what we sow. We will get what we sow. Let me read, don't you turn there. Let me read Galatians, the 6th chapter, verses 7 and 8. Now, look what it says. Be not deceived, God is not mocked. Whatsoever man soweth, then shall he also reap. For he that soweth to the flesh, here it comes, shall of the flesh reap corruption. But he that soweth to the Spirit shall of the Spirit reap life everlasting. This is a spiritual principle. Whatever you sow, you'll get it back. God wants to command a blessing on your life. The basic principle of sowing and reaping is found throughout the entire Bible. Can you trust God this morning? There's a difference between being poor and being poor-minded. And some in here, you're poor. You're too lazy to work because you want a handout. And then the Bible says, owe no man. There's a difference between being poor and being poor-minded. For the Bible said, for as he thinketh in his heart, so is he. If you go around, you know I ain't got nothing, and then you go to hating. Well, then you go telling lies. Well, you know they said if you ain't got $300, and I ain't got no $300. And we done told you whatever God has given you. If you ain't got nothing but a prayer, do that. Well, I would pay tithes. I ain't got no $200 like the big shot folks got. There is equality in paying tithes. If you make $100, all God wants is 10. If you make 200, he wants 20. If you make 500, he wants 50. If you make 1,000, he wants 100. Can't you see that's equality in it? God never asks you to give what you don't have. He never asks you to give what you don't have. But don't lie to him, though. So the harvest, the law of the harvest of sowing and reaping. So what you sow is what you expect to get back. And if you are in compliance, the New Testament is a new contract. You ought to write that down. So, well, then what about they paid tithes in the Old Testament? Well, you ain't got tithes in the New Testament. They got it in the Old Testament. God is able to make all grace abound towards you. And so in the New Testament, it's grace giving. Can I say it again? In the New Testament is grace giving. What is that? Whatever it takes. God has been so good to me that the tithes won't get it. I give God a tip every Sunday. Pass the tithe. And when I look at the way God has blessed me, I know that a blessing has overtaken me. And when I look back again, I know he has commanded a blessing. And I got some witnesses in here. There's some witnesses on that choir, some witnesses sitting all around here, knowing how God has blessed you. Did you stop to think, when most of you in here now are retired, when you were in college, the only thing you got was a care package? Mama sent you some peanut butter and some jelly and some sardines and some potted meat and some Vienna sausages, and you were glad to get that. Am I right, y'all? And you were glad to get that. How did you make it? Because we had family then. Young people, I want you to listen to me. We had family then. Uncle and aunt by marriage would send you something one month. Grandma would send you something the next month, because dad and mama had 5 or 6 children in school. But we had family, and we had extended family. And when that care package came, my God, sardines and saltine crackers. You can say what you want to say. When you're hungry, that's good eating. And now that you're out of college, you should reach back and try to help some others. But we got kids in college now. They so spoiled now that in some of the white schools, the dining rooms stay open 24/7. Black school wasn't no such thing. No such thing. But somehow we made it. The president said him and Michelle just paid off their student loans just before he ran for Illinois, before he ran for the United States Senate. He was still paying student loans. I've had folks to walk up to me and say, Pastor, the Lord told me to sow a seed into the ministry, and we want you to have this. And so I'm saying now, how many in here believe and know now that looking back over your life that God has commanded a blessing? How many know now that a blessing has overtaken you? And how many has found out now, trusting God's way in the New Testament? He said it'll be pressed down, shaken, and running over. Ladies and gentlemen, I've tried it, and I know it works.